Adesso abbiamo l'ultimo nostro giurato, Fritz Frenkler, docente di design industriale presso il Dipartimento di Architettura dell'Università di Monaco. Finita questa, diciamo, relazione introduttiva dei nostri giurati, poi parleranno i giovani e daremo le medaglie.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much to be invited here. It's a pleasure to be in this kind of beautiful building, and I think it's a gift for the students to have the chance to study here, because I believe that the future is based on our history. And we have to go back in the history to understand what we have to do in the future. And of course, as architects and the designer, we have to understand Vitruve, what he did in his 10 books written about this kind of architecture and the needs of the people and the needs of the city. We have 3 pillars of this kind of philosophy of Vitruve. This is firmitas, utilitas, and vanitas. And we have to translate it in the words of today. And firmitas could be stability, but as well engineering. That means design, industrial design, has to be related to engineering and not related to art. It has nothing to do with art, it has a lot to do with engineering. Utilitas could be translated in usability or science. So we have to move away from the art and have to get scientists to get the base of developing of our future and new products, what is necessary and need for the society and the people, and not just to have products to make money. And of course, Venustas, humanity or aesthetics has to be included, but as well in relation to this kind of 3 or 2 different pillars what we saw before. One of the most important and still alive designer, and based on this kind of new design after the Second World War in Germany, was Dieter Rams. He never studied in Ulm, but he was close with the philosophy of Ulm. And he created 10 principles of good design. And I'd like shortly to give these 10 principles of good design to the students and also the teachers of this university, because I believe that still are necessary to work in this kind of field. Good design is innovative. That means if we not have new technology, we don't need new design. And the last 30 years, mainly we did new products, but no new technology. Especially the car industry was one of the strongest industry to change the design without to change the technology. For the future, we cannot do this anymore, and I hope that the car industry will rethink this kind of strategy, what they have to do. Good designs make a product useful. That means you have to understand the products. Very often today we don't know anymore the identity of the product we see, because this kind of black boxes we create by our new technology we have confusing this kind of people, and the people are maybe not anymore possible to use this kind of products. Of course, good design is aesthetic. Good design makes the product understandable. That means we are able to use what we today name as interfaces or our user experience as well. Good design is not loud, can be quiet. Can be not really this kind of product what has a long time to survive in our environment, to survive in our homes, and to be long-lasting by the design and not to be follow fashion trends. Good design is honest. Good design is long-lasting as well. If you see this product is developed 1962, is still in the market, and is still used, very comfortable. Good design is thought down to the last detail. Very often we're creating very lousy products. We have no time, we don't take the time to develop the products very through. We're following some trends, and we have to bring the product very early in the market, maybe earlier than the competitors, to be a little bit successful. Good design is environmentally friendly, less materials, long-lasting and recyclable materials as well. And I think that's maybe this very important, and for the young students, very important principle of Dieter Rams. Good design is as less design as possible. And this is maybe the future of design. We have to think more of the needs of the people, the needs of our environment, the needs of the society to create our products. And this kind of needs we cannot find out by make drawings. We only can find out by research and developing with different disciplines. And I try to bring this kind of design issue for not professional people in the formal. This is the design of the future. Of course, design, the form follows still the functions, I hope. But the designers have to learn about new technologies, and we have to transform technologies maybe in new areas and new products. We have to understand the ergonomy, the people. We have to work together with scientists, with medical people, with people who know the body, the human body. Very important is to know the change of our societies. If we don't know in which society we are living, how we can create architecture, urban landscapes or new products. Or how we can create products for people that are coming in our societies from other societies. Good design, of course, the design has to follow this ecology approach. It's most difficult. We saw before Dirk presented this kind of issue, how difficult it is today to create products that at least not have this kind of strong impact in our environment. We have to understand what the people see in pictures, what they see in products, how the people think. And of course, we have to know about the different philosophies in the world to create new design, and everything is, of course, in relation to the time of today. And of course, is in the potence of a brand. Of course, the designers have to create products that get produced. But as we are not artists, so we have to understand the brand and have to create products for the brand and not for ourselves. And everything has to be multiplied by the presentation. And there are 4 dimensions. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th dimension is what we're working today on this, for example, how the school smells, how a brand smell, how a brand sounds, how a brand taste, how a brand feel. And this we cannot do by ourselves, of course. We need other professions. We have to include, we have to moderate this process of developing the future. But we have to be able to moderate the process because engineering in general is in charge of technology. Marketing, I'm sorry for that, is in charge of the competition, of the competitors, mainly pushing the design close to the competitors. But the architects and designers are in charge of the people. We have to create something where the people like to live in or what the people like to use. One brand, of course, could be there, and this brand is showing that the society changed already. And I hope that other companies can follow this kind of idea and create products that are long-lasting and have a clear DNA, because the DNA is important for the future. The people like to have products they can understand, can recognize, and can identify. The success of this brand, everybody knows, is of course this kind of logo. And it's a quite maybe stupid idea to make a computer company named Apple. You can have also a car company named Pick or something else. So it's not necessary anymore that it's in general in relation to the product. It's necessary that the people can remember. What the people here see is the apple, and you can name this kind of company in different languages. You see a bite of a human being in the apple, so this brand gets human. You see a leaf, and the apple and the leaf is mainly ecology approach. It's the image of that this could be the apple from a bio shop. And this all we see, and this all brings us in a kind of thought and relation to this brand. Necessary as well as that we know some person in this kind of companies. Of course, we know the CEO from Fiat now. We know some people from the German car companies. We know, of course, Steve Jobs. We know Mr. Cook. But very often we don't know the CEO, the manager, the head of the company. And mainly these companies are not successful. So it's very easy to communicate with the market through this kind of people and to make this kind of relation with the user of your products. Very important as well as this kind of DNA, corporate architecture, and not change from city to city and not change from country to country, to keep this kind of DNA through all this kind of different places in the world, and the people will recognize and will appreciate this kind of images. If you think about packaging, what we saw in the last years in packaging, dancing ladies on the packaging, but why not to show on the packaging what is in the packaging? I think it's a very old idea about HFG Ulm, to show what is inside very easily, and then it's easy to sell this kind of product or identify what is in the products. But very important to see this kind of picture. The change of the society you see in these products, because the market, the people don't need new products. The people like to have new technology, maybe the best and the newest technology, but in the end you don't have to change the design. Design could be the same as before. And Apple shows the first time that the change of the society is not anymore to follow some trends of the fashion in the product design and makes this product maybe short living. When Apple shows the first time that you can continue with the design through different products, you don't have to change it anymore, what the marketing told us before. All the trash of our products comes from this kind of marketing approach to make short-living products and to make maybe money out of this kind of short-living products. You can still buy Apple products from the first years. And if you cannot buy it anymore in the shop, you can buy it by the second-hand shops for the similar price what you paid before as the new products. This is long-lasting. This is ecology. This is environmentally friendly. We don't have to follow any more trends. We just have to create new technology. And if we have new technology like Dieter Rams, then we're innovative. And then we can use the same design as before. As you see, one of the most successful companies in the world is doing this. So now we can talk with our car companies about this, and I think maybe they can learn from this. As well, we have to know that different people working on this product and different people will see this kind of product as well. Here we have approach that not only design is the issue of outside, the design issue is also inside. We say this is 360 degrees design has to be necessary, similar in the architecture. And this is possible to transfer this kind of strategy, the idea of another company. And this is a company I work in Japan, and we did the same strategy as Apple is doing this. We put the CEO in the center of the communication, so everybody has a face. We redesigned the products, long-lasting design, not fashion design. One color, not different colors. Nothing, all is white and finished discussion. We have one interface for all the different products we have created. And we have very simple communication equipment. Very simple, very easy to understand, easy to read. We have simple showrooms, mainly in the factory. We used old factory spaces, just painted and put the products in and give good light. And if we do this worldwide now, the company getting more and more successful by this kind of design strategy and the strategy of architecture what created by Apple before. All the time the same presentation on the fair stand, so we can use the fair stand over years. We don't have to throw it away after one fair, we can reuse it. And also here we save energy and we save this kind of, and we create this kind of DNA. So what the designer has to do and what the designer has to learn. First of all, we have to create and we have to formalize this kind of new strategies for products for the companies. The functional development process is one issue we have to take in our hand in this kind of moderation. 50% or more of our products are flops coming to the market. If we are able to stop this kind of wrong developing in the companies, mainly forced by the marketing, then we save a lot of energy, a lot of money, and we have less trash on our earth. We are in charge of the production, because as long people working the production, we have to think about what is good for the people in this kind of production, to have less mistakes in the production, for example, and we have to understand that people from different societies working in our productions. So what kind of Italian people, German people, people from Spain, from Italy, from Syria, from other countries are able, what they need in the production. We are in charge in the future of the packaging. Still we pack our products like 50 years before. No intelligence, no innovation inside, but it's time now that we take over this kind of field and work out this kind of packaging for the future. 25% of our containers are shipped over the world are empty. We're shipping air from China to Europe, and we're shipping air from America to Europe and backwards. The reason is because the designers don't know how big a container is. 20 feet container, nobody has in the mind this kind of shipment. If we do the packaging in relation to the shipment, to the containers, we maybe have less air in the containers and we use less energy for the shipment. Presentation. Very important, because we have a lot of competition, we have a lot of products, we have similar products. How to present a product for a brand in a shop, in a town. Transportation number 2. 80% of the box of the iPhone is used for other purpose after you bought the iPhone. 80% of the box is not thrown away. You use it in your drawer for collecting stationeries and so on. It's related to this material and related to the design. We have to understand that our products are usable. This is a door handle from Dieter Rams, and you see that door handle with a lock and door handle without of lock. So Dieter Rams separated this kind of door handle, that sometimes you don't need the lock, so you don't need as well this kind of metal part for the lock. And as well, we have to create our product based on nature materials, because nature materials are getting this kind of used aesthetic. And this kind of products you can maybe, if you carefully work with this kind of products and live with these products, you can sell the second time. It's a big market for this kind of furniture, for example, but as well for electronic goods designed by Apple. It's a second new market as well. We keep the earth with less products. And of course, we have to understand the designers' functional transportation number 3, how to separate our materials, how to take care of our trash we're developing. And functional recycling is necessary, that we use clean materials, that we are able to collect the materials as well and recycle these materials. And this is the new approach of the education. It's not the question anymore of beautiness and not the question anymore of drawings. The design drawings we do on the weekend, but the daytimes and the week over we have to research and to understand the needs of the people and the society and the needs maybe as well of the cities and the urban landscapes. Short some projects from the Technical University in my share. How to store in the future fruits and vegetables. You can see they're still in good shape. This is a vacuum storage system for Bosch. And you have this close for your eyes, and you can understand the stage of this kind of freshness of your vegetable and fruits. A 3D scanner system for museums and buildings to understand. Google is doing this, and now also we did this kind of product that you can scan the buildings and can make this kind of possibilities to understand museums as well, to have this kind of navigation system in the big buildings. Electrical bicycle, a startup company, solar boats for the lakes in Bavaria, because we cannot use motorboats anymore there. A project for Singapore, electrical cars. Why the trains from the central station in Munich not have the possibility for security check that you arrive on the airport secure already and can go straight to the gate? Why we still have this kind of very time-lasting approaching to the aircraft and go in and out? This is a possibility that you go out, everybody together, and new people and new toilets and new kitchens going in the aircraft and follow. Why we have to sit on the short trip for 1 hour on the same seat as we sit 12 hours? Why we are not able to design our aircraft in this way that I have 3 hours for dining with my friend, 3 hours for sleeping, 3 hours for working, and 3 hours maybe do something different? What we do in 20 hours flight from Europe to Australia in the future? We need education, we need maybe entertainment, we need something that the people not get crazy by this flight. How we can sleep on the airport in Munich if your airplane is not flying anymore or you lost your flight because you're late. How you can go shopping in the night if you arrive in Munich airport and you have fresh vegetables, butter and something else. How you can live in the winter time and in the summertime in the same apartment with different facades. How you can manage your heating and cooling by an app from outside of your home. How you can get energy for low developed countries that have a river, for example. How you can maintain this kind of cable wires from these cable cars. How you can use electric car for cities only with 100 kilometers per hour, so you can reduce this kind of safetyness packagings. How you can use and how you can drive a taxi for tropical cities, and how this kind of working area for the people sitting 12 hours in the taxi and driving customers from A to B, how they have a good environment for working, how I can have a safe seat for my child, how I can cool down this kind of car. It's a philosophy in Japan, it is stupid to cool and heat a house. It is much more intelligent to cool and heat the body. So a pullover sometimes is better than the heater. We have here in Singapore, for example, we found out that if we cool the head of the people and cool only the head of the people, of the customers, the effect is the same as you cool the whole taxi. And this taxi is riding now in Singapore for tests, and we will continue to work on this. This is our approach for this kind of sustainability in Technical University in Munich with design. Thank you very much.
Ringraziamo anche Fritz Frenkler. Avete visto come il tema dell'architettura e del design ormai si fondono insieme. Siamo in un corso di laurea in architettura in questo dipartimento che associa anche un corso di laurea in design del prodotto industriale. Credo che dopo questa comunicazione forse converrà a futuro dire Premio Italiano Architettura Design, no? Sostenibile. Questo passaggio è quasi scontato nel modo di vedere, no? Integralmente certe discipline e non poi così separate. È un ragionamento che con Thomas poi faremo nel lancio della nuova edizione, perché il futuro, no? Vede insieme dei punti di vista concettuali e la visione di Fritz Frenkler credo sia stata, no? Un ottimo viatico per arrivare ora al passaggio delle premiazioni.